All right. So this is our film against K-State. At least I think it's K-State. I haven't watched the actual film yet, but I'm counting on my ability to remember things in terms of figuring out how points actually went. Let's see. Real quick. I'm doing it off the dome because I didn't think to prep for this because I'm trying to get this done before I go to the cleanup tonight. General things that we as a team need to have a better emphasis on. And again, be patient with me because I didn't actually think about this before I started recording, but here we are. Big thing that I've emphasized a lot in practice, and I've been happy with our level in practice, but I wasn't. Granted, it was crazy fucking windy, but the thing is, it's going to be crazy fucking windy this coming weekend too. Was cutter hesitancy and in cuts and also in throws, where there were a lot of guys where we would have an offense that was working well, and then like moving between myself, Oakley, Thomas, Braden, Jude, whoever's in the handler space. And then we would have an opportunity to look upfield, even on the points we were playing that weren't against zone. We would look upfield and there would be no cuts. Or if I looked upfield and we were in a host stack and like we were playing in zone, playing against the zone, I should say, I'd look upfield and I would be really excited because there was an opportunity to hit a window if there's a guy there, but my two poppers were way the fuck far back. I'm sure I'll see some in this film that I'll do my best to show you guys. But my big thing is, obviously, first tournament of the season and the semester is just it's a different beast. You're getting back into the swing of things. This is our first time playing against people that aren't us. This is your first time playing against guys that you aren't like kind of intimately familiar with how their game works. So obviously, it's going to be harder in a lot of ways because you don't have that familiarity with the guy you're guarding. It might be easier because maybe the guy's just fucking dog shit and you have a super easy time guarding him. But all that to say, I think the biggest thing we can improve on from an offensive standpoint is cutter confidence, cutter communication, and cutter willingness to be the one to come down and make a play. I was, like, all things considered, I think if you just took the first halves of all our games, we played really fucking well. And, I mean, what was our record on the weekend? 5-2? We went 5-2 on the weekend. That's a pretty good Frisbee weekend. However, 2 losses. The first one to UTD, we had them. We fell apart in the second half. The other one against Northern Iowa, we had them. We fell apart at the end of the first half and throughout the entire second. Granted, everybody was dead. Everybody's legs were shot. Whatever. You guys can agree that the biggest reason that we lost that was just because our second halves were a lot worse. And I think a large portion of why our second halves were a lot worse, outside of general tiredness and exhaustion, which I get it, was that the confidence our cutters played with in the first half was kind of just gone once we hit like one decently sized bump in the road. And that's... I'm not going to say frustrating. That's too strong of a word for it. It's just like a bit of a bummer because what I've saw from you guys this past weekend were the bones of a really fucking good Frisbee team. I don't give a fuck how many players we have. I don't care that like everybody has to play a lot. I think the amount that everybody had to play made everybody a lot better. And I'm really happy everybody got that much experience. But I do think we need to do a better job of building on our successes and not letting failures get in our heads so much. I will say, like, a quick shout out to Oakley, where he will make a bad mistake and he will understand he made that mistake. He will recognize what went wrong. He will understand how to do it better the next time, and he will immediately move on. That is incredible. Oakley is not only a great athlete and obviously a fantastic Frisbee player, but his mental game is part of what makes him so good. His ability to move on from a mistake and not let him affect future decisions is really amazing because he's confident enough in his own abilities that he knows if he makes a mistake, that's a one-off. It's an execution error. It happens. There's no need for it to get him down. There were some situations I saw. I don't remember it specifically enough, and I'm not going to call anybody out because why would I do that? But there were guys who would make a mistake after they had had a fairly good game to that point, and then the next time they're in the same situation, I would see you hesitating, and I would see you not going to make the play that I wanted you to make because you were too scared of messing up. And I know it's spring. I know like rankings matter and all, but you're not going to be your best if you're scared of messing up. And I think that's kind of what happens sometimes, where we would either we would just play a little too selfishly. Like I'm thinking there was one point against, what was it? I think it was Northern Iowa. We had the disc going upwind. We had finally, it would have been a long point. We had finally got a pretty decent breakaway. We hit, was it James? I can't remember. We had like 2-3 throws in a row. They were great. Our guy catches something. He sees a throw upfield. He doesn't take the time to set his feet, make the throw cleanly, and keep our offense flowing. And it results in a bad throw and a turn, and they score in like 2-3 throws after that. That'll happen. I understand. It's fine. Obviously, that's not the ideal point. That's a big bummer. However, it is important that we move on from this. And if I'm correct, that point. Also, I want to clarify, James, that was not a call out for you. That was just you were on the field at that point. I very much don't want anybody to get down about the performance because I do think one of the big takeaways from Dust Bowl is that I'm very proud of everybody for all the work they put in. That was a really fucking difficult tournament to get through. And 5-2 is a good record. Third place, that is nothing to be ashamed of. You should be proud of that. Obviously, we are aiming higher, but regardless, you get the point. Anyways, after that point, things kind of went on a downturn after, and the game got out of our hands, and boom, it was over. And I feel like part of that is because we let these tiny mistakes compound and get way bigger than they needed to be. We didn't take the time to settle down, play within ourselves, play the game that I know we can. Anyways, that is way too much rambling. I'm very sorry about that. But it's just like going into Big D, first off, it's going to be super windy again. The place I work, Encore, we have a meteorologist who works there, and she gives a weekly report every Monday. And yesterday she sent out an email that said we can expect wind consistently in the, 10 to 15 mile an hour range over Saturday and Sunday, with gusts up to 30 miles an hour. That's a lot of wind. It's going to be like 75 to 80-ish degrees, which is way better in my opinion. But it's going to be windy again. And I could kind of tell, I didn't feel as confident playing in wind. I never feel as confident playing in wind like that. But I don't want you guys to hear the news and be like, uh-oh, here we go again. We're all going to fuck up again. Because overall, we went 5-2. Like, the games we won, they weren't really close. We beat the teams we should have beaten by a lot, which is what good teams are supposed to do. The only real bad loss we had was against Northern Iowa, and that was because the game got a little out of hand, and then at that point, everyone's legs failed them. At least for me personally, my legs were fucking shot after that. After the game got a little out of hand and it was just over. But going into this, if I've talked for way too long, if there's anything you take away from the 10 minutes I've talked, which I apologize for talking that much, we need to play with confidence, and you'll hear me read Thomas Oakley say goldfish memory. And that just means if you made a mistake, it happened. There's no point to get down about it. You know you are a better player than that play you just made, so move on. It's okay. You can go back over like in film and see what you did and kind of like internalize what you did wrong and how to do better going forward. But there's no point for it to continue to affect your play after it's already happened. That's unnecessary. You don't need to do that to yourself. That's actively harming your potential to make great plays by worrying too much about what already happened. Okay, I'm shutting up now. We're going into the film. I have my handy little clicker. So pretty. And I have a very loud Control C that you guys are going to hear clicking the whole time I'm doing this. I put all this together. This was footage we got on my phone with the tripod. I assume this is only like a half. It's only 22 minutes. By my count, it was like 8 points, something like that. Maybe more. But I don't know if this film is in order. I put it in the order of the file numbers on my phone, so I assume that means it's in order. But whatever, let's do it. We are on defense in white to start. Oakley's about to pull. All right. Thank you, Joseph, for stopping that. Okay, real quick. All right. First thing, I should have brought this up before also. This is another thing that happened a bunch. Where are we, Jude? I'm going to turn my read on and start being mean and evil. Oh, and now my film's not working. Film. Man rewinds 10 seconds and suddenly can't watch shit. There we go. Let me back in. Jude gets beat on an under, and I want to know why. That's why we're rewinding here. There's Jude. Okay. So real quick. Oakley is forcing flick. He's forcing the disc to go to this side of the field so that we can take away this guy's backhands, which are presumably... Well, this guy's a lefty, isn't he? Whatever. Regardless. He's forcing things this way, which means as upfield defenders, we need to be taking away this side because that's the only way feasibly that the thrower can throw unless Oakley gets broken. Granted, Oakley's playing a little flat, which means he's giving up. There's an easier way to get to the break side, but Oakley is good enough of an athlete that I trust him to be able to get over there in time to stop that backhand throw. So obviously that means as defenders, we can't let anything over here. And Jamil kind of got beat deep, but the timing was off, so it's cool. Right here. Okay, this is where Jude loses. This guy right here is about to cut to this space, which is the force side. This is the cutter. The thrower's lane is this angle right here. All this space is what he's trying to get to. And we see the cutter is actively making a cut. You can see his knees. Where are Jude's knees? He is practically bouncing. He is 1 foot on the ground. He is in no way ready to stop this guy from beating him to the force side, which is the one side Oakley really doesn't want Jude to get beat to. Boom. Jude is just like already on his back foot. This guy is beating him completely. His thrower's already looking at him. Oakley's expecting this to be taken care of, so he's not trying to take that away. And already, boom. The guy makes a good catch. And good job. I will say, good job, Jude, on flashing back to take away the backhand again, because that's what you need to do. That's very important. This was like we were kind of a state of flux here. I guess technically Oakley could have... Hang on. I'm not going to say that because as the chief Oakley criticizer, it's my sworn duty to... Oh my god, if I cannot rewind this film, I'm going to kill myself. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Where are we? This is not working well with my... Okay, alright. Change of plans. This is the first 15 minutes of recording. I'm going to upload this to a YouTube video so I can actually rewind and discuss points. I'm going to pause the recording here. I'm going to do the unthinkable and edit 2 YouTube videos together, which is crazy, but it'll be fun. All right. We will hold on that thought of whether or not Oakley messed up. Look, judging off of how close he is right here and how this guy very much wants reset, Oakley should probably be tighter, but we'll see that in the next video. We're so goddamn back. Okay, we're now on YouTube with beautiful 4K resolution, and it's time to figure out if Oakley got toasted after Jude got toasted. Real quick, before I get to that, look at this beautiful rewind feature that works. Oh my gosh. Right here. Jude, your priority here. Right now, you got beat, that's fine. Everybody gets beat. I get beat, Oakley gets beat, whatever. Thank you. Okay. Your priority, you got beat to the force side. However, the offense will always want to move the disc back to the middle of the field at some point. Your upfield defenders, regardless of if you got beat to the force side or not, should still be taking away this force side lane right here. So, when you get beat force side, do not overcommit to the force side on your mark. You want to stay right here. You want to take away that backhand right away. You go too far over here. I know you're slowing down. I know that, like, it's hard to get your feet back on top of you in enough time to get back over here, but you gotta be over here. This guy clearly, look at him. He just got the disc. He's already looking for his off handle. He does not have any trust in being able to make this upfield throw. So you know what that means? You want to make him throw the upfield throw. Slow down. When you get beat, I get beat a lot. It happens. When I get beat, as I'm getting beat, I'm thinking, what's the next thing I can do that is the best defensive play possible? And right now, right here, if this were me, the best defensive play possible is getting in here and getting a good force flick mark so that this guy has a really fucking difficult time getting it back to the off handle. All right, now to Oakley. Oakley's playing fine. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. We are always okay with them losing yardage, especially if Oakley is getting on the mark fast enough that they can't keep swinging it this way. Also, Jude, okay to let him back in here because, again, the priority is always this side. I say that, and that looks like me, and I am on the wrong side, and that's bad. Let's see if I get my ass toasted for it. Oh, I'm poaching, that's why. Just like to cover my own ass here. This is fine because this guy is clearly taking himself out of the play. Granted, I should have been in a better spot. If this guy 2 seconds ago, where am I? This guy right here. I got beat to the force side. If this guy was looking upfield, no, this is a bad play actually. This is some sad Kristoff moment. Right here. I turn my head. I don't know. I should be turning my body, not my head. If you can, you don't want to take your eyes off your guy because the second I took my eyes off this guy, he cut underneath me, and now look at me. I've got to spin around to get to the force side. If this guy was more confident in his throws, he would have seen that right here is this gigantic lane to throw to, and guess who got beaten there? Me. This guy, easiest catch ever if his thrower just throws it out into space, and boom, they've got another 15 yards, and boom, they're in scoring position. Thankfully, this guy reset. I can slack off a little bit because this guy's already given up on his cut. Bad job, Kristoff. What the hell? Good mark by Oakley. Again, we're giving up the force side, which means, Jamil, don't get beat to this side. Your one job as defenders is to take away over here. Granted, a lot of times you'll want to take away the deep look or the under look, and Jamil, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt right here and say you're taking away the deep look. However, even in giving you that benefit of the doubt, I know that you are fast as fuck and you can jump high as shit. So you should never be scared about someone beating you deep. You can always keep up, and even if you're a little bit behind, you've got the hops to take out the throw wherever. And you got lucky because this guy wasn't the intended target because... Man, what happened there? Hang on. I feel like that should have been completed. Okay. Dude, I'm so sorry we're back on you again, dog. Alright. This guy does something that I kind of hate, but it works for him. It's one of those guys who just never fucking stops running, and that sucks. Dude is fine. You're taking it easy when your guy dumps it, when he's clearly not a thrower, because he's probably just going to try to get back in the cutting lane, which is fine. You're on the force side. That's fine. Eyes on your man. Good. However, at this point right now, this guy, I mean, you can't really see because this is a bad angle, but this guy sees this developing. He sees that guy's about to cut it field. He's getting ready to huck it. You can't be this far back. He's got you beat. If this guy reacts and reads the disc better, you're just dead. And we're lucky because it was a bit of an overthrow. He was going downwind. But we can't afford to have possessions like that where we're a little bit too relaxed on defense. And our guy, regardless of how good he is, you don't have to be good to realize someone is slacking a little bit and just run deep. That guy had it. If he was a little faster, if he read the disc a little better, if the disc got thrown a little bit less with less power, that's a score every day of the week, and boom. Nice little hold for them to start. Let's see how badly I fuck up this throw. I can't remember how my K-State throws were. They are in a zone, which means, yes, we must... Essentially, what this zone is... Hang on. All right. Real quick, ignore the background. I'm going to draw what they're doing. Also, I might have to... this might have to be a 3-part film review because I've got to leave for the cleanup in like half an hour. Hopefully I'm done. Okay. Circles are offense in yellow, and pink will be our defense in X. Ignore the background now. Pretend this is a black screen. Actually, you know what? Nah, that's fine. Whatever. All right. Handler. 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 Cutter. Too big. Wing. Also, sideline. Sideline. Wing. That's a really big wing. Whatever. Maybe it's a mic. Wing, wing. Or popper, popper. This is our host stack formation. Real quick. No, this is a great time. Perfect. Okay. We're going to go over real quick host stack fundamentals because we haven't done it enough in practice and you're here. So you might as well take advantage of it. Let's go. The color blue is our disc. Boom. So typically, I'm not going to draw a defense yet. We're going to say this is just a typical host stack offense with a man defense. What will typically happen, I'm going to use black for cutting. Typically in a host stack offense, you're looking to spread the field out so that you have this big old space in the middle that these two guys can work with. Well, in a host stack, you're typically going to do what's called diamond cuts, which is where these two guys communicate with each other as to who's going to cut first. Whoever cuts first cuts towards the disc. And if they're open, if they beat their man, the disc hits them, and they'll either follow it up because, hang on, sorry, 2 steps backward. This guy cuts under. This guy is cutting this way to clear space so that there's just this huge, oh no. Wait, do I have an eraser? I have an eraser. Good, okay. Oh, look at that. That's so nice. I thought I was going to have to Control Z everything. Okay, so we're going to say that guy did his cut, and now he's up here. That means this entire space is only reserved for this guy, which is awesome. Because then let's assume that we're going to hit him with the disc, like right here. And so he'll cut into it. We're going to switch back to yellow. Our beautiful man is now there. Boom. Then we have the option for this guy. This guy has 2 choices as the guy cutter who just caught the disc. He can either reset to either this guy or this guy. This guy no longer has the disc, by the way. Or he can follow up with this guy. This guy, when he sees him cutting, can cut back down here. We hit him right here. Boom. What a beautiful offense. That's so pretty. Congratulations, everybody. Going back to normal. All right. That is my eraser tool. All right, back to the poppers. If this guy cuts down, this guy cuts up, and this guy is too tightly covered by his defender or the handler, just whatever, he doesn't like it, this guy's job is now get the fuck out. Diamond cut. You go at a 45-degree angle out. Let's draw what this looks like at this point. So, yellow guy over here has cut down. Got pump faked. He went up. He's up here now. Why am I in my eraser tool? There we go. Boom. He's here now. His yellow buddy up here, his other popper buddy, now has this gigantic space to cut into. Hopefully we hit him right here. And boom. Similar thing. That guy, well, let's real quick just draw what that scenario looks like where that guy's caught it. This yellow guy hopefully will have pushed upfield a little bit. This guy has caught the disc here. No more disc there. Now we have a disc here. And his guy can now make another cut. We hit him right here. Beautiful. Everyone is so happy. Hooray. Now we're actually going to do what I was initially planning on doing, and we're going to show what K-State is doing. So, real quick, let me rewind so I can actually look at their defense. And okay, this is their defensive alignment. Perfect. K-State is in pink. They are X's. So they're doing what's called a traditional 3-man cup. This is our umbrella zone. We are going to run something similar. It starts up here at the cup. You have one guy here. His job is to flat mark the middle guy with the disc. He is taking away this throwing lane right here. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Then he has a buddy right here and a buddy right here. This is the 3-man cup because it's making this nice little cup. And what it's doing is in different colors. This guy right here is taking away this lane, and these 2 guys are taking away, this lane. So now it's this big old thing taking away the entire middle of the field, which, if you'll remember, is the exact spot that the host stack was trying to attack earlier. Perfect. Beautiful. So there's also this guy right here and this guy way out here who are our wing defenders, and they are typically going to be right around here ish by the wings. And then we've got this guy who's the deep. On a windier day he'll play shallow, but for right now we're going to say it's a perfectly crystal clear day. And then so that's 6 guys, and then you have your mini mid right here, who's right here. Okay, so essentially what this defense is trying to do is force the offense, A, to take as many throws as possible to move down the field. The more throws you throw, the more of a chance there is that you mess up one single one of them, turn over the disc, boom, defense wins. Awesome. Typically on like man defense, you rely on good marks and really good athletes in the back end to make one play and boom, now the disc is yours. It's a little bit more risky rewardy, whereas a zone defense is a lot more boring. You're giving up stuff easily, but you are forcing the offense to make like one 75% throw every 4 or 5 throws, whereas most of their throws are like 90-ish%, but you're hoping that either 10% probability on the 90% throw or the 25% probability on the 75% throw, one of those gets messed up, and all of a sudden you're golden. Also, notably, I should have mentioned this earlier, because this whole lane is getting taken away, guess what is hard to throw? It is really fucking hard to throw deep against a zone defense because you have 3 guys who are in pretty much every imaginable spot that you'd want the disc to get released when you're throwing deep. You have to throw this like weird ass, all the way super bladey throws. It's very difficult when you're throwing deep. So, what K-State's trying to do is force the disc to go to one of these guys. And for them, it's preferably this guy, which is what we do. I'll show you in a second. We're going to force it over here. We're going to get the disc over there. Let me do some erasing to show how their defense is going to adjust. So we threw it over here. These guys are now going to move. So this cup is now going to be, one guy's up here, taking away the upfield option. One guy's on the mark right here, not trying his hardest to not let this throw back off here. And then one guy is going to be setting up right here. And then this guy right here is going to back up a little bit and take away like this spot. And he's going to try to make it so that this guy can't access that exact area. So now we have this little thing where the defense has successfully crammed us against the sideline, and the only place you can get it is this area right here, which this guy's job is to take that away. Throwing it around here is how you get out of this, but this guy's entire job is to make sure that that doesn't happen. It's very difficult, and like I'm sure you guys saw, it's pretty hard to make that work every time consistently. Also, I should mention, the mini-mid in this situation, he would be like here-ish, something like that. He might go over here. It really depends on the mini-mid, but I think Reed might correct me on that, but I think that's where he goes. Okay. Wow. I'm gonna get all of like 5 minutes into this film before I have to leave and come back to the rest of it. This is hilarious. Also, just worth mentioning, Deep this whole time is just making sure nobody gets past him. We tried to take advantage of this a lot because inherently in a zone, you're going to have one guy deep, which means if you send 2 guys on either side, he has to pick one, and the thrower, if he's Oakley, for example, can just hit him down there. And then this guy, since he's all the way over here and the disc is all the way over here, he can like play in this area-ish just to like help poach off whatever. Okay. I might get more in depth with this later, but I'm done for now, and I want to review film again, so whatever. All right. We're on offense. First offensive possession of the game. So what we did here is we took the easy yards. I threw to Oakley, who was wide open, who threw to Jude, who was wide open, but now this guy is set up so that he's trying to take away this around Oakley over here. And, oh, we got lucky. We got very lucky. Okay. I don't think this was Jude's plan. Jude is pretty clearly trying to hit Oakley right here in this little gap, which is what the defense is trying to force. This is closer to like a, I mean, he missed it. This is like a 60% throw, a 55% throw. Maybe not that low. It's a tight window right here in this little, let me get back to my beautiful yellow. Right here. That's a very tight window to throw into, and the defense will take that all day. We got lucky here, unless, I mean, Jude, this could have been Jude's plan, in which case, great job, but I don't think so, because I had to really adjust for it. They're back to their defense. I hit Oakley, and he hits Joseph. Beautiful, back, perfect. This is looking okay. I'm setting up back in this space over here, because this is the space they're giving me, and Jude is setting up over there, which is the other space they're giving him. Great throw. Nice. Wow. Wow. Okay. That was great. Way to go, team. Okay, because Joseph, one important thing that Joseph plays here that is very worth highlighting is he keeps his eyes on Oakley the whole time he's cutting. He never goes, I'm in a tough spot. I don't know if I'm going to get there. He keeps his eyes, and because of that, Oakley is able to throw something real cool and throw him open right here. Now, Jamil, good job keeping your eyes up. He finds Jamil. Boom, good job. Way to find Michael right away. That's fantastic. Their zone defense just got fucking destroyed because we made one good throw and two good decisions right after. That'll beat a zone every time. Literally the only criticism I have about this is Michael right here. You can afford to let Jude get closer. We don't need to lose 10 yards off this. We can lose 5. Like right here, this is what, stall 1, stall 2, stall 3. It didn't even look like you had a stall. You can afford to let Jude get closer. I get that this guy's kind of right here, and it's never a bad idea to reset and find a handler. It's just one thing with let's see. I'm just gonna think. These are not call outs. This is mostly just like a alert to my people. Joseph, Mike, Jamil, Emerson. Those are just off the top of my head. Those are guys who at least once I remember catching something upfield and turning around and throwing it a little too quickly to their trailing off handle, where you can afford to wait the extra second or two for your off handle to get pretty darn close to you so that A, the throw is more guaranteed because the disc doesn't have to travel as far, and B, you don't lose as many yards on the reset. So right here, I think, and again, I could be wrong. This guy could be playing you a lot tighter than I can see on film right now. But I think Jude could catch it right here. That's perfectly fine. We're losing a little less yards. We have an easier time moving upfield. That's just something I want you cutters to remember. You have 10 seconds to throw the disc. You don't... Oh, that's my alarm to leave for cleanup soon. You don't have... The second you catch it, and again, I've emphasized in practice, I want you guys looking at field after you catch it because I trust all you guys' throws. You don't have to... The second you want to find the off handle, you don't have to throw it to them as soon as possible. You can wait, especially if they're catching up with you just like the whole defense is, and they're not ready for you to hit the off handle. So Jude can keep running up into this. Good. Okay, I'm done talking about that. That's worth mentioning. I think that this was something I did a lot when I started, and I wasn't confident in my throws. The second that I caught that disc, I went, holy shit, I need to get this out of my hands right away to someone who I trust more with the disc, because I sure as fuck don't trust myself. So I would catch something 20 yards upfield. I would turn around. Mr. Sam Garza would be looking for the disc from me. I would throw it back to him 10 yards backwards, and all of a sudden we turned a 20-yard gain into only a 10-yard gain when it could have been 20 yards. If I gave Sam the time to catch up to me and I gave him a little dump pass right next to me, all of a sudden we're in power position and right where I caught it. It's awesome. That being said, look, we're pretty close to where we were. Again, I should mention, just because I'm calling this out doesn't mean that it's the worst decision in the world. It is a good idea when you're not comfortable in your throws to find someone and who is comfortable with their throws, and especially if they're not losing that many yards. All right, let me real quick, because this is a situation similar to what I was looking for before. John, good cut. This is great. You were attacking the open space. I don't think, let me rewind a second. I don't think there's any defenders over here. If my guy hadn't closed on me so quickly, I probably would have hit you. Yeah, so right here. Yeah, if this guy didn't fan out so far, I absolutely would have hit you right here. And that is a beautiful, like I was pretty close to it, looks like. Oh, is this? This is, I love this possession. This possession's great. I think this, was this the first possession of the second half? I don't remember. We're fairly decently into the game at this point. This is where Joseph and I just start fucking with the defense the whole time. Okay, so John, great cut. This is awesome. You attack the open space right here. I'm pointing at the screen like you can see it. You attack the open space over here. I pump fake you off, so you get out. Good job. Joseph, because the space just got voided, your guy, John, was chasing you, and that let Joseph attack that space. And now this guy's kind of hanging out for too long in a space that he should be covering, and it leads to Joseph being wide open, right on the sideline. So, good job, Joseph. Good stuff. I will say real quick, very, very tiny note. Right here, a little dump pass. flicks are a little bit. I had to learn this too. Flicks are really difficult to throw in this tight of an area. You risk them coming up too quickly, and I'm so close to you that it's kind of hard to adjust to their speed. I think next time we have a practice, which granted won't be for another week. Like a week and a half, because we have a tournament. Maybe I'll do a quick info dump before our tournament games. Dump passes are your best friend in this situation, guys. All they are the little... Hang on, I have a disc. All right, we're going to an apartment demonstration. Okay. This is why you keep discs on your shelf. Can you see me? Okay, perfect. So, say I'm Joseph, and I was going this way. So I stoff just through right here. Joseph catches right here. Looks upfield. He turns around because he wants to find me. In this situation, it's just this. It's real easy. A flick, it's too hard, and it would damage something in my apartment. However, if I'm looking upfield, I don't find anything, I want to find the off handle, and I go right here, all it is a little roll, like that. That is awesome. Granted, I would throw it more out into space if it were how things would normally be, but it's just, all it is, I've talked to you, Luca, about this before, it's just a little roll. Like, all I'm doing is spinning my wrist a little bit. It's a this motion. I'm just going like, whoosh, 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 whoosh. It's just this, and all I'm doing, rolling it out into space. It's great. That makes it. You'll see me do this with. I had a kind of stupid throw to Oakley for a score this weekend that I did that, where I just like rolled it and let it go out into space. But in a situation like this, where I, the handler, am right behind you, and all you want to do is get it to me, it's just a little roll. It's super easy. The defense is a pretty hard time getting to it because I'm so wide open, and boom. Okay, this is one of my favorite portions of the whole tournament. This like little 20-second bit between me and Joseph. I find Joseph reset this to me, great. I'm still looking upfield. I could reset it to Oakley over here, but I kind of want to keep my options open. And most notably, Mike, as I guess the popper, he's kind of in a wing spot. It's okay, we'll call him a popper. He's drawing this guy back, which means, and this guy is expecting to have someone near Joseph, but Joseph correctly recognizes, hey, I don't have anybody on me. I'm just going to turn around. I was hoping Joseph would turn around. Perfect. Joseph looks upfield. Great. I'm open again. Awesome. Get out of the way, buddy. This this is probably my favorite little bit here. This whole time I'm getting ready for this, I'm like, hang on. What if me and Joseph just did this the whole way down and then got them out of their zone? I know for a fact now I've hit Joseph on this twice. They're going to play a little harder. So I'm just like, what if I just look all the way over here, but I'm really watching Joseph the whole time? I go, wow, I want this flick. Nope. Move him out of the way. Find Joseph. Perfect. Fucking 17's in the way. And then this is unfortunate end to the possession, but it's the right decision. John makes a good cut. Look how open you are, John. That's awesome. Look how open you still are, John. Good stuff. It's a little bit of a low throw. It happens. That's a good decision from Joseph. I like that. Execution error. We catch those usually, and John would find me, and we would be rolling. They would be out of their zone, and we'd be good. Also, I probably have to leave in hang on, 10 minutes, something like that. If you've gotten to this point in the video, feel free to fast forward because I'm texting my fiance. Oh, I should play some lo-fi in the background or something while I'm doing this, or jazz. That'd be hilarious. Okay. Okay, we're gonna hopefully we get to the end of this possession before I have to go. I have to leave in 10 minutes. Okay. Also, no, that's too funny. We have to play jazz. This is great. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Maybe I could play some fucking beautiful. How is this on my audio levels? I'm going to play it quieter. This doesn't need to be loud. This is Hollow Knight music. Get ready for peak. Okay. I feel like I'm like watching Lord of the Rings footage now. Okay, wow, Kristoff, you just got beat. Way to go. What the fuck were you doing? Okay, so at this point, I've like only just identified my man. I kind of realized blue shirt is their best cutter. And I'm just playing a little safe. Oh, I think it's because I see John's got back here. We're kind of in a transition. I did get beat, but also I'm kind of just completely giving this to him. But I get on the mark. Good stuff. This guy really wanted something, but okay. Oakley's playing flat, trying to take away the deep shot. I kind of gave away the deep shot. What happened there? It's fine, I guess. Oakley's playing flat. The guy really wants it. Oakley bites a little bit on his backhand. I don't know what the guy was throwing to. Can I see Mike? Nah, that was just a horrible decision. Good stuff. Emerson, I know you would have caught that. Thank you for filming. Shout out Kevin for taking stats. Alright, Kristoff, what we got cooking? Mike, I heard you yelling. Good job. I love when you yell. Okay, Mike does a great job initiating. This is a good spot to attack. I probably just didn't get you because it was a little too tight. But at this point, I need Jamil or Joseph. One of you guys communicate about who's attacking this lane right here, because that's what I'm looking for. So now it's just me and Oakley time. Perfect. Wow, this is, they call it dust ball for a reason. I didn't realize it was this bad. Okay, this is good. This is good. I don't have a ton to add. Oh, that's okay. Right here, Jude. Anytime you catch it on a break side. So what just happened here is I broke my man. He was not supposed to let off this backhand. John, another great cut. You attack the wide open side over here. All right. So Jude. Too many J names on this team, man. Joseph, James, Jude, John, Jamil. Gosh. Jerry, RIP Jerry. Maybe he's watching this. That'd be hilarious. Jerry, come back. Jude, wide open. Hit that. This guy's not taking with your backhand. John is wide open. It's a great cut. He's open by a lot. This is a really good game. I understand the need to get it back to Oakley, but where's Oakley? Oakley's kind of just standing there, and this guy recognized what you want right away. He's poaching it really hard. The second you let it go, he's going full speed. Super, super easy play. Whereas if we hit John here, where's my... Sorry, I'm checking my audio levels. I'm worried that my music is way too loud. Interesting. Whatever. Anyways, we hit John here. Wide open. Joseph probably cuts up after. John hits him maybe. Real nice. Oh, and they scored. Okay, perfect. Well, at least the point ended right after. So, a small cardinal sin. Do not ever make a risky throw that can turn the disc right on the goal line. Jude turns the disc right on the goal line, and the guy immediately finds his dude for a score. They score. It happens. It's just important I know, I'm certainly guilty of it. I know that it's very easy to go, I have Oakley on my team. He's really good, and I should, like, it is a very good strategy as a team to give your best player the disc as much as you can, especially someone who is as good as Oakley with getting it to other players after that. So I always understand the urge to go, I caught the disc. Where's Oakley? Let's get it to Oakley. However, like I've mentioned in practice, by doing that too much, you guys are taking away from not only your own ability to develop, but you are making bad decisions. This, like, I'm being a little more gentle parent than, like, Reed would be. This throw to John is always the throw. Great cut from John into a wide open space on the break side. So at worst, they're gonna recover, get a mark on John, and John will have an easy reset to his flick side. And we're like a third of the way up the field. But because we're so, like, at the very least, you don't throw to Oakley here and you throw it back to me. Because you can't, in a host stack, it's important to go from one handler to the next, not skipping handlers over, because that's where this happens, where the wing is poaching a little bit. Okay, I need to wrap up because I need to go. But I've spent half an hour dissecting the first 3.5 minutes. This is so funny. But yeah, no, this is like, don't let yourself get into the mindset that you are not capable of making good frisbee plays, and you have to rely on the higher level guys who have played for longer to make them for you, because that is a lie. You are lying to yourself. Jude, I am so confident in your throws. You hit this throw every day of the week. John catches it all the time. I know he dropped one earlier. I don't give a fuck. I trust him to make that catch. That's not the throw. All right. Jude, I love you. You are a very good frisbee player. You had a great tournament. But I got to be done with this part because I got to get going. I talk to you guys soon. And see you in the next video. All right. We're so back. We just had the world's fastest cleanup of all time. And we are 3.5 minutes in, and I have recorded for, I would assume, about an hour at this point. So we're getting right back into it. Let me get my handy dandy pencil. Where'd he go? There you are. All right. We just got scored on. Oh, look, it's right. Yep, there we go. We just got scored on. Perfect. We're coming into this with a clear mind. Here we go. What do we got? James at the wing, me and Joseph popping, Jude at the wing, Braden, Thomas. This looks like... No? Okay. They're still in their zone. Oh, that was... Do you see this past Thomas here, Trice here? Like 2 hours ago in real time, but I think like 10 minutes ago in the video. This is exactly the throw I was describing with a little scoop pass. Go whoop. Nice and easy out in front of Oakley. Very chill. Nice scoober. Oh, bad decision, Christoph. Let's see. Nice scuba by Oakley. I was shouting because I'm open. There's nobody with me. Oakley thought it was cool because he left his hand up. Joseph's wide open. I don't see this guy. I led Joseph to the wrong spot anyways. I should have led him inside. I led him outside. And it was enough to mess everything up. So that one's on me. My bad, y'all. Good offense overall, though. I hope Kevin got that turnover. Oh, good D, Joseph. Wow, look at that. Let's see. Great defense from Joseph. This guy is the initiator. This guy's a lefty, so it makes this... What is he doing? Man, Joseph just locks the fuck out of this guy. Good follow-up. Good catch, James. Just good shit. That was easy. This what happens when you play lockdown defense, man. That shit was awesome. Real quick, Spencer. Oh, I went too far. Spencer, you are number 25. You're right here. You're guarding this guy. He's a handler. This might be a tough matchup. But I want you to look at what are you taking away? You're kind of just like chasing him everywhere. You're not putting your body anywhere that prevents him. Good effort, Jude. Just to finish up on this point. Also, you're way behind him now. You've just been, to this point, granted, the point's only been 10 seconds long. You're just chasing him around. There's nothing you're forcing him to do. So, like, here, let me, for example, we'll go back a little bit. Right here. All right. So he's kind of beat you upfield. That's fine. You need to get back on this foresight, so that's fine. But your goal now is to keep him from getting across. You want him to go straight back so that you're taking away some option, but you're just like letting him skirt around you. The play goes away from you, that's fine, but like you're not taking away anything. You're just kind of chasing him. A critical part of defense is making sure that you're always taking away something. You're always putting your body in the way so that if, James, nice clip by the way, if the offense wants to go somewhere and you want to take that away, they have to go through you to get there, and that's foul. So like that's the best defense I see on like the goal line is when a guy is just a stone wall in front of that front cone that we tell you can't get beat to, where the guy says, if you want to get to that front cone, you're going to have to fucking run me over. He's taking something away. He's forcing the offense to either work crazy hard to get to that spot, or he's forcing him to do something else entirely, which hopefully the thrower or the mark is taking away. Did I just get beat here? I did. Yeah, this was... I thought he was about to turn it over. That's okay. I got on a good mark. Forced a bad throw. I think it was to this guy right here, but it worked out. Jude, great effort. It's not always going to work. Get back on the mark. Good stuff. Stay with your man. They score. They scored. Okay. That one looks like I did not hustle to get back on my mark. Let's see. Hang on. So this one, I was very close to D'ing it, and I was just lazy as fuck. Look at this. Man, this is much harsher film on myself than I thought. Look at the difference, the gap between my guy and where I am. Jude is out of position. Not his fault. That was the play he should have made. He should have bid for it. But if he's going to bid for that, he needs to trust me to be there, or at least close. And I am not. He gets kind of close to hand blocking that, but at this point, like technically, if I was in the right spot, I would have been forcing that flick anyways. Regardless, bad defensive possession from your boy. Shame on you, Kristoff. You got toasted. I better make up for it. We're setting up. This is another host stack formation. This looks like, yeah, we're just splitting them. This is the one where the guy D'd me. Yeah, it was close. When you're playing in the wind, we were going downwind. They're going to have to go upwind now to score. Playing huck and then defense is not the worst. Oh, is this one we got broken on? Man, that guy took forever to find somebody. Good effort, Thomas. Real quick, I think, is this the one... Okay, so it's this guy right here catches the disc, and I recall, yeah, okay, in this situation, this was bad communication by our defense. You'll see a second ago. So the guy picks up the disc and gets moving with it quickly, which means that we need Somebody. I'm out of position unless I cover one of these two guys. And Oakley really wants to cover this guy because that's been who he's been on for the most part. This guy's their best handler. It makes sense that Oakley should be on him. So Oakley's pointing at him because he wants him. So I'm like, okay, I'm not on this guy. Who's the next closest guy? Probably this guy. But you'll see James is pointing at that guy, which means suddenly I'm at the very back of the defense and I have nobody close to me that I can cover. And both of these guys have nobody on them. That's like, this is bad. We've got Joseph is like trying his best. He was also in a bad spot for this. So, because, yeah, so this is bad. In a perfect world, we have, I think this is Braden right here. Braden's at the very back, and it's a turn, and they've already picked up the disc, and we're a little discombobulated. Braden's job needs to be to sit back here and take the deepest man, because if anything, especially going upwind, we just can't get beat deep super easily. James needs to look behind him real quick to see what's happening. Oakley right here is coming full speed because he wants to cover this guy. It makes sense. Nobody thinks we're going to be rushed at this point. Thomas pretty locked into his matchup there. Jude pretty locked into his matchup there. So we have 4 guys who need a man. Or sorry, Oakley's on this guy. Jude is on this guy. Thomas is on this guy. That leaves this guy, this guy, this guy, and presumably, hang on, 1, 2, 3, and this guy that all need to be covered. And we have Braden, who's deep, Joseph and I, who are both at the goal line, James, who's in the middle, and that's it. So, from this point, the worst thing we can do is what we did, which was Oakley's coming up. Oakley probably should have stayed back. I get it that he wants this matchup, but I'm like already right here, and I'm a good defender, and I should absolutely be taking this. I should wave Oakley off on this, or Oakley should recognize. Braden should recognize we don't have anybody on here. Also, James is pointing at this guy because he hasn't looked backwards to realize nobody's covering these 2 guys. So now we have 3 guys covering 2 people, one of whom's not doing anything, and 1 guy who is 15 yards behind these 2 guys trying to cover both of them. Easy catch. Now they have a 3-on-1 where just everybody's in a bad spot now. We got lucky because he didn't move the ball up more. We got extra lucky because Tito almost made a good play. Good defense. Great job resetting. I did catch it. I thought they scored on us in this one. This is just a bad throw from this guy. I get trying to throw something up, but whatever. Good job me catching my D. This is my stupid throw to Joseph. Yep. Yeah, Reed's mad at me for this one, as he should be. So in this situation, I just explained how we just want to huck and play D sometimes when we're going downwind and the opposing offense is just kind of a really hard time moving it upfield at all. So it's never a bad idea. Well, I should say that. Typically not a bad idea to just throw it all the way down, play defense, get a short turn, have a short field to work with. That's what I was thinking on this one. Joseph has a step on his guy. I don't want to throw it, but the way the wind was working, which I didn't take into account, typically I want my throw, this is a bad angle for drawing this, but I want it to arc out and then back into the field. But the way the wind is going, it's just going to go straight and probably out that way, which is what happened. And if you ever throw a disc and it goes out of bounds and you're trying to arc it back in, if it never goes back in, the other team gets it at the spot of where the thrower threw it, which means now they're just in end zone because I made a really stupid decision. For as much as we won this game by, this is really ugly. Good defense. Great defense by Tito. That's a perfect spot by the thrower. Nothing Tito could do there. That was a beautiful throw. Oh, and he got broken. Yep, I yelled at Tito for this one. So beautiful, real quick, just before I shit on him. Great off-handle defense by Thomas. Oakley is playing flat. He probably should be trying harder to take away this break side, because to my memory, he didn't communicate that he was playing all that flat, which I could be wrong about. But the only reason this throw is able to get off, Thomas just bodies this guy. The only spot the thrower can throw it to is this, what we call a 39, which is throw down into space. Your guy has the advantage on his defender because he's behind him. And so your guy will always have the advantage just running out into space, just like this is perfect 39. But then the problem is Thomas fucks up in that he bites too hard on the inside, and this leads to a super easy around. Thomas tries to kick out. Not going to work. Everybody upfield is not expecting a throw to this side because we're trusting Thomas to take that away, and he does not, and they score. And that's an upfield break, which is... Reed looks so disappointed. I would be disappointed too. I was disappointed. That was a bad possession. And now we get to have an upwind offensive possession, which is so fun. Oh my gosh. Go us. Great pull. Okay, I'm going to try and focus on our cutters a little bit. Great, James. Great cut. Way to start threatening space. Uh-oh. Please tell me my footage didn't freeze. Oh, what's going on? Did my Wi-Fi die? What the hell? I can hear them. What's going on? Okay. Real quick. Apologies for all the video errors. In Ho, it is especially against the zone. Similar to football, not a bad idea to just find an open space in the zone and then just sit there like I'm doing. There is nobody near me. And if Oakley is able to get this throw to me, there's no shot anybody can touch me. So I say, hey, throw me the disc, and that's what they do. Oh, my quality went down. Hell nah. I uploaded this shit in 4K. Give me the 4K. Please. There we go. Okay, good. Good movement. This is great. Great. This is beautiful. Keep working it up the brake side. I hate these guys. Get out of the way. Thank you to whoever is manning the camera for figuring this out. Another dump pass. Not me trying to peek over them from here. Oh, good camera movement. Oh, and then I think, was this me? I think this is me. Yeah, this one, bad throw. A little miscommunication between me and Mike. I was expecting him to cut back more outside. My bad. I felt very bad about this. Man, I had a bad tournament for stretches. Goodness gracious. This is embarrassing. That one was one where Mike cut back inside. I was expecting him to either sit or cut the other way. And he did neither. But I got it back. Good go me. Was there something they did there? So I am playing a little lazy right here. I let him get to my brake side, or my fore side, I should say. However, I do this a lot, on purpose, I should add, where I know that this guy I'm covering is not as fast as me, and I know this handler. I know this handler can't zip it in there. So I know that by giving him this force side, the handler will be tricked into thinking I can't defend it when I know I can. And it's a super easy undercut. Passes it back over to Oakley. Never a bad idea. Where am I? I should probably... Okay, I'm getting out. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good offense. Perfect. Yes, beautiful. Oh, that was the one that everyone argued about. I'm replying to a text. Oh my god, the zoom in? Clutch? Okay. So that was a contest. We throw it back to Oakley. We are just a little discombobulated in this stack right now. Yeah, so right now we're all very spread out. We should... I think I was talking to people. I want us to center on me. Yeah. So actually we're not that discombobulated. I just need James to move. Good cut, James? Oh, I feel like... bummer. Good throw. Could have been a little better place, I guess. Huck and play defense. Never a bad idea. Oh, bummer. I mean, that was exactly what they were hoping for when they hucked it. Was just like a quick mess up, and now they have a short field, which, you know, that happens. Good D, Tito. Bummer. So this is one, real quick. Braden, I know a lot of bad things have happened in the past 30 seconds. I was talking about this earlier. Even in the moment, it is very important. I'm not kidding when I say goldfish memory. And in this case, we need like hyper goldfish memory. Just because a lot has happened. I really like that you're getting back on defense right away. Like, I know it's easy to hang your head. But if you fuck up, like I did a second ago with trying to find Mike, the important thing is that you lock back in and get back on defense so you can get a D, like I did. Obviously, that possession didn't end up working out, but we had an opportunity. So, we got lucky there. It's mostly just like, you can't let your mistakes compound on each other. And if you get in too negative of a mindset, then it's very easy for them to do that. So props to you, Braden, for putting your head down and getting back on defense. Good shit. If I ever see any of you guys with your head hanging too much after a couple mistakes to the point that you're giving up on defense, I'm going to be real fucking mad. You guys are better than that. I trust you. They are in their zone. This is just a rough stretch. We're going upwind. But we are in danger of giving up back-to-back breaks. Get fucking stonewalled. Hell yeah. Oh. Yeah, that one's like... That's a silly break attempt. I think I should have been a little farther over, but who cares? They're back in their zone. We got to crash the zone. Oh, just a rough stretch right here. It's not even anything crazy. It's just execution errors. It's drops. It's bad throws in the wind. It's uncharacteristic drops, I might add. No, like, bad decisions or bad cuts. We haven't really had time for cutting. Oh, this one was nobody picked up the mark. That was fun. Hang on. I remember this. The turn happens, and everyone moves back, and I suddenly realize my guy who I was planning on covering got covered by somebody, and I'm like, hang on. Who am I guarding? And then Thomas goes and gets him. So it works out, but a little embarrassing. Our communication, guys. Communication is so important. When we're running out of legs. I mean, that was a break side throw. We just can't give that up so easily. I mean, that's really easy, Oakley. I don't know. I feel like that should... Like, Mike is expecting you to take away that side. We should not be flat in the end zone. Lucky. Okay, hang on real quick. I don't get a chance to grill Oakley very much, and this is fairly minor, but still. So Mike does get beat on this rep. Where's Mike? There's Mike. So Mike, already, you want to play super tight, and you're playing this slow, Mike. I'm not trying to get on you, but you might be tired. That's fine. You got beat. If this was a center disc and this guy did the exact same cut, he would have had you beat any direction he wanted. Because he cut from farther upfield. Everybody's getting beat on this rep, bro. Holy cow. We're all getting caught on our back foot. We're all expecting that just because the disc is farther back, our guys just decide gonna not do anything, which is not what happens. When you're playing against teams like K-State, where like, they don't always. This is just gonna sound like an asshole thing, but whatever. They're not the smartest frisbee team. They're not gonna always be like doing the machine we talk about, where you're going chuka 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 chuka. The one cuts, and then the two fills, and then the two, and then he's the one, and now he cuts, and then the two fills, and now he's the one, and he cuts. It's a lot of like the one and the two cut, and then the three cuts because he's there, and the guy guarding the three here, Mike. And just a second ago, Joseph, who also got beat on his undercut. You guys weren't expecting them to go because you were expecting them to like run a respectable, normal offense. But a lot of college teams are not good enough for that. And it's just like 7 guys fucking around and playing frisbee, and that'll win you games, especially when you catch people off guard like that. We can't be getting caught off guard like that. Last thing, I mentioned it a second ago. I don't know. I know this guy's a lefty, but like this is such an easy break. You were given like Mike, like he's technically right now playing fine defense. He should not have to worry about covering this side. But that was a super duper duper easy play right there. We got lucky that he dropped it. Good throw, Oak. Good track. Nice, Mike. Real quick, Mike, small thing for you. You have a huge frame and long arms, and you catch it, like, right here, all the time, right up against you. Like, I'm going to go grab my Frisbee for demonstration. And I should clarify, this doesn't just apply to Mike. Jamil, I see you doing the same thing. Like you guys, and this applies to everyone. Just because I haven't seen you do it doesn't mean I know you won't do it. A lot of you guys, I think John had a drop earlier in this film doing the same thing. You catch your discs right here up against you. Mike, you especially. Jamil, you too. You guys are super fucking athletic. Catch it out here. Catch it up. High point this shit. This guy, the main handler, he's like a decently tall guy. You are taller than him. You can jump higher. I know it's like slowing down and everything, but like you're catching it like right here. Catch it out. Catch it out here. If you catch it out here, this guy has like he's really close to D'ing this, and if you catch it at its highest point that you can, he doesn't have a shot at D'ing it. And it's just like, I know it's kind of like intuitive, it feels like, to catch it up against your chest, because that's kind of like how it works in football. But I've talked with a bunch of you guys about this, where if you wait for it to hit your chest, it's going to bounce off your chest as you're trying to catch it. And that's going to make it way easier to drop it. If you catch it out here, 2 hands, you'll get it a lot. Especially you guys who are super athletic, especially you guys who have big frames. It's really important to catch the disc away from your body, because most of the time when you do, the defender has no shot of keeping up with you in a way where he can make a play on it. Great catch, Mike. I want to clarify that, but like, And good job getting it to Tito right away without losing too many yards. But y'all got a high point shit. You guys have the build and the frame and the athleticism for it. And I've seen you guys make crazy catches. And I need you guys to make these routine catches a lot easier on yourselves. Like, that's regardless of where you put your arms and hands out, that's going to be a contested catch and it's not going to be easy. But you guys are making it harder on yourself by, like, keeping your hands right here. Like, go out. Good timeout, Thomas. Everybody's tired. It's like 3-on-3 situation. Low stall. Good call. We're going to strike to Oakley. Little scoop pass like I was talking about before. Nice fill. Great throw. Oh, that's just what I was talking about, Mike. I'm not trying to rag on you or anything. This is a great cut. You have your man beat. This is a good throw for me. And you're catching it here. I know, like, I mean, technically speaking, no. That's a good throw. Catch it out here. Don't wait for it to be here. This is part of... Another thing is attacking the disc. I want you guys to go get it. Don't wait for it to come to you. Like, even if you're running full speed at the disc, you are still... There's a chance that your defender is right on you, and just sticking their hand out in front of you will stop it. But if you stick your arms out and catch it out here, there's no shot that he'll get it. If you're waiting for it to get here, not only are you letting it have the potential to bounce off your chest like it did with Mike here, you're also giving your defender an alley to get that last-ditch effort where he can, like, bid and get his hand right here. And then suddenly, a super easy catch where all you had to do is stick your hands out and run full speed is a drop. And again, Mike, good shit. Way to get on the mark right away. Don't hang your head about it. Let's get back on defense. They're probably going to hook it. No, or they're going to turn it right away. That's fine. We're back in a similar situation. I don't know what my guy was doing. One thing I'll say real quick. Something you'll see me do a lot is this little tiny skip into what I'm doing. And I let my jump carry me into the disc. And I catch it out here. And that has made it so no one ever fucking gets in front of me and gets a D on me. Because my momentum with the jump continues forward. I can still, like, control myself so I'm not focused on my running. And I catch it out here. And it makes it so that this guy, even if he were dead on my ass, wouldn't have a shot. Great fucking cut, Oakley. Fuck! God damn it. Just, man, that's a good cut, Oakley. Had my man stumbling. I'm so sorry. I needed to come out softer from me. This is rough. Upwind flicks are never easy, but, like, that's ridiculous. Oy. Kristoff, man. Oh my god, I'm getting so lucky. I'm playing so fucking lazy. What is happening? Did we score? Oh, Mike scored. Good shit. Again. Out. Out here, you're cutting it. You're catching it. Your abs. Out here. Way to finish at the point. Man, this is gonna be like a feature-length film review. I'm sorry about that, guys. It's good stuff, though, I hope. How did I get beat on this one? God damn it, bro. Okay, I was expecting them to try to go for the deep cut off the rip, and he beat me under, and I gave it to him because I knew I was beat. Good D, Thomas. Not much you can do about that one. Man, what's going on? I got caught disc watching. That's what happened. Watch my head. Right here. Watch me. Look back. Right as I look back, my man's cutting deep. Don't fucking disc watch. This is embarrassing. Horrible couple points for me. Don't disc watch, guys. It's very often not worth it. Unless you can like be completely guaranteed that your man is not going to do something while you're not watching, or you can like put an arm on him so you know where he is. You can't do that shit, man. It's a tough. Oakley's just trying to make something happen. I think ideally, if you were going to try something that silly, you'd try it deeper. But catch your D's, Kristoff. At least I made the D. This was another baiting situation. Where am I? Oh, we're just like adjusting on defense, and I saw a man that was uncovered, and I poached it a little bit, and boop. There we go. Catch your D's. You can tell I thought I would, but I should probably go deep here. If I had, I don't know, Joseph has come up with that often enough that I didn't try very hard to, if I could maybe have had a rebound, but that's not that big of a deal. Way to get on the mark, Joseph. All right. Sloppy from them. Did we already turn it? Oh my gosh. What a mess. Ah, this is the other one. Yeah, this is the exact same thing I talked about with my hug. Thomas is on that sideline. He wants to arc it over to go back in bounds. He's looking for me to cut deep. It just never has a prayer, and they get it where Thomas threw it. Oops, I'm rewinding and not going forward. My stupid ass. Can't even do film review right. There we go. That's just like, I don't think I challenged this break side enough. Okay, I was leaning. You gotta shuffle over, Kristoff, not lean. Okay. Back in hoe. Yep, good calls, Mike. Mike is telling people to scoot up, and we are definitely way too far. The disc is like, I think it's down here, and we're all the way back here. Everybody is back here. We can't, host stack doesn't work with this type of wind when everybody is that fucking far away. Good cut, Emerson. Get out. Joseph should fill here. Bad throw. I guess it was a great D, Jude. I don't know. I don't know if Oakley should make that throw ever. I kind of see what he's going for, but the open space, I mean, this might have just been execution error on the throw. The open space is here if Oakley's trying to make a weird, silly throw like that, but he throws it right toward the defender. I don't know what he's trying to do. Way to get on the mark, though, Joseph. I got beat under again. Are we surprised at this point? Fucking lazy. Ugh. Get that clip, James, if you got me getting toasted. Good D by that guy. But Huck can play D. That's fine. Good D, Kev! Playing lefties is weird, but everybody pretty much who has guarded this guy has done a bad job of containing his break side. That is a wonderful throw. Alright, good shit. A very nice, beautiful finish to an otherwise horribly sloppy point. This is like, This is a crazy throw from Oakley. I'm coming open. This was one of his best throws of the weekend. I'm coming up on over here. Thomas is clearing out over here, and Oakley somehow managed to skirt it through between these guys and this guy to get it over to me. I'm wide open. This is beautiful. And so is Jamil. Way to turn around and look for it. And he didn't realize he scored right away, but he did. Good stuff. Shit talking tech, I like to see it. Yeah, that guy was, they wanted him all day. That was a bad throw too. Not gonna work. Good comms, Christoph. Everybody's too far back. Yeah, I mean, this is just like, what we got? Jamil, John, Emerson, and Spencer. Y'all four have just not practiced host stack. This is okay for you guys to be messing up here. You guys have not had the experience, and you have no cutters. Like, ideally, we would have one of me or Mike or somebody helping you out, but that guy should have caught his D. But Emerson, good cut. That's a great cut. Oakley probably should have hit you, but I will say, Emerson, your cuts out of host stack got very, very good as the weekend went on. I was very impressed by that. Mike getting beat to the foresight a little bit. Emerson getting beat. Why did he not throw either of those? What the hell? What is going on? So, Mike, you get beat to the foresight here. If this guy is smart, he throws this. He's wide open. Pump fakes you off. Emerson, you also get beat to the foresight. John is forcing flick. That means we cannot, at any cost, let anybody get to this side of us without us being closer to the pylon than them. Mike gets beat, and so does Emerson. And somehow, that one's inexcusable. Emerson got wrecked there on that cut. I have no clue why that guy pump faked that off. And then he threw that. Horrible decision by this guy. Just bad. Just very bad. This is the one where we were like, hey, the disc is broken. Can we fix it? And the disc was fine when we got it back. You could see me and Thomas going, what the hell? That looks fine. Emerson, good cuts. James, way to not freak out when you... Yeah, perfect. Hopefully it comes back. Missed it, but they got a tip catch there. That was lucky. They're getting a little lucky on these ones. I can tell some of y'all are getting a little gassed. Why did he pass it? These guys are wide open. A little travel action, it looks like. We got lucky. Emerson, you got broken there. You gotta have a stronger mark. You can't give up this side over here, and you're biting super hard over here. We don't have to bite on the flicks. As a mark, if you're forcing flick, the whole point is that you don't give a shit if the flick works or not. James could cut deep. We just didn't. The wind was too strong for us to have the arm to get it there. Good mark, James. Great mark. Good D. Let's go, John. Good shit. Way to go. Emerson, I have been really... Emerson and John, you guys have both been very active in your host stack cuts. And you guys should be very proud of yourself. Jamil, right here. Just like what I was talking about with Mike. High point this. Go get it. Don't wait for it. Get it. If there is a guy 10 yards behind you that you had beat, and you did this, that guy's getting the easiest D of his life every day of the week. You're good. James, two hands. That's what I remember that one scaring me. Way to keep the handler space moving, though. Yeah, we're running out of options. We got to throw something. Good effort. Hi, Reed. Hard cap just went off, so next score is the end of the game. At this point, like, Oakley's walking. Everybody knows the game's about to be over. I can kind of tell that the effort isn't really there. Way to get on the mark. You guys are... Good D. Oh, that was so lucky. This is like the third or fourth tip pass that they've caught. And that guy finally caught something. Or he finally threw a flick. All right. That is far too much cocking from me for tonight. Overall, obviously we beat K-State by a lot. But seeing how much I've talked over these few recordings, we have some things to improve. I messed up a bunch. Oakley messed up a bunch. It's a lot easier to mess up in these conditions, but generally, I'm very happy with our effort levels. I think each of us has individual things to improve on. Like, I need to not be so lazy on my downfield defense. I need to stop relying so much on my speed to make up for just poor decision making on where I'm putting my effort. It's not... In Frisbee, it's not always the worst idea to take it easy at certain points, but you guys could see on film, I was taking it easy way too much. Like, obviously, I'm paying a lot of points, but, like, shut the fuck up, Kristoff, work. We had some missed throws. We had some bad drops, some execution errors, whatever. We could have made better decisions on certain hucks and certain scooper throws and whatever. I know I'm kind of subtly talking about Oakley on that one. I'm not going to get on Oakley for much. He did a shit ton. Cutters, I didn't get into it as much as I expected to because I think I was focusing more on handler work. But I emphasized this at the beginning of the film recording. But I think we need to be a little more active. These past couple points where I was complimenting Emerson and John, that's the kind of shit that I like to see. Emerson especially. There was one point in the UD game where, or was it Udo or was it John Brown? One of those games where it was, I think, just like me and Braden back, and it was that fucking crazy long-ass point. I think it was John Brown, where we played like 10 minutes, and Emerson, you were popping off from the popper space. Not pun not intended, but yeah, that was just, there was in some of our tighter games, I was getting a little frustrated by like looking at field and seeing nobody cutting, and I think we got better as the days wore on because we hadn't practiced this stuff at all before, and I think we adjusted fairly well. I hope we can get a little more comfortable with host stack moving forward because it's a very important thing to have in your back pocket. But yeah, I've talked enough. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to DM me on Discord, reach out. My phone numbers, you guys have access to my phone number. I will, for those who want, and I would highly recommend anybody who doesn't have it to get with me on this one. I'm going to be, I think I'll probably plan on getting to the fields a little early on Saturday and running a little dump pass training sesh. So people who want to partake in that, I know, Luca, I've talked with you a little bit about that, but I think everybody could benefit from that. Even like Joseph, you've been playing Frisbee for a bit. I think you could benefit from having a really good dump pass. But yeah, if you've made it this far, I am very grateful for you. I'm also very impressed. I hope you watch this on 2x speed or something. But good shit. I apologize if I didn't emphasize all the right points that I should have. I'm sure Reed is going to have some pointers for me on what all I could improve on this film review. But way to get through that past weekend, boys. That was not an easy weekend of Frisbee, and I think all things considered, a 5-2 record on the weekend, given the conditions, is nothing to hang our head about. And on the contrary, I think we should be kind of proud of that. Obviously, there are a couple games we could have finished off better, but that's what the rest of the season is for. Let's go out and fucking win Big D. Take it easy, boys.